Bonjour YouTube, on fait la quête de Yae Miko. On continue toujours sur la mise à jour de 2.6 et ça commence directement, d'accord. Bonsoir. C'est beau.
Come on, this is a no-brainer, man. There's only one thing worth wishing for, and that is a ton of Mora.
But the exam's next week. If I fail again, I'm seriously done for. I'm better off wishing that my exam goes smoothly.
Ah, it's just an exam. Trust me, there's no problem you can't solve by throwing Mora at it. If it doesn't work, then just keep throwing till it does.
What are they arguing about? It's quite a spirited debate.
Huh? Really? You guys don't know? You need but stand on this land at midnight, lower your head and recite a special incantation, then your wish will come true.
Et ça sort d'où ton truc?
Looks like you guys really aren't in the loop. This, my friends, is the next big thing. A highly effective wish ritual guaranteed
Ils sont
to
déjà
make your wishes
insupportables.
come true.
A wish ritual? That actually works?
Oh là là, avec Yae Miko qui va être insupportable, elle aussi. Oh ça va être... Oh là là.
knows that's just not how the world works.
I didn't believe it at first either, but that changed when it worked for someone I know. It's this guy called Kunihiko. He's practically always been unemployed, wastes his days away, and he owes a lot of money. Like a lot, but get this. I don't see him for a few days, and suddenly I find him dressed to the nines and feasting at a high-class restaurant. I heard it directly from him. He used this wishing ritual, and the next day he woke up to find his whole bed filled high with Mora.
His whole bed was filled with... Wow!
Of course,
Du
I'm sure the part about waking up lying on a bed of Mora is a bit of an exaggeration. But whether you believe it or not, it's not exactly a difficult ritual. It can't hurt to give it a try.
Ok, lui ça va, il a une meilleure mentalité
If you're
déjà.
still feeling skeptical, just ask around. There are a lot of very compelling stories going around these days.
Takatoshi sa mine de la crypto en balle.
Come on! Let's go ask around right now, shall we? Well, if it really is true, then just think of all the Mora Paimon could... Oh, and you'd finally be reunited with your twin too! Let's go, let's go!
Allez, let's go. La grande offrande de Narukami. Début de la quête Divina Volupes. Acte 1, la quête de Yae Miko évidemment. En vrai, j'ai un peu hâte parce que Yae Miko, elle a un sacré flow. Mais elle est insupportable. Donc j'ai hâte qu'on la voit un peu plus en détail, voir un peu comment elle est dans son day-to-day life.
Seems like there really are a lot of people talking about this kind of stuff. Hey, see those two? Paimon remembers them from the Yae Publishing House. One's an editor and the other's an author.
Grasp the thought in mind. Clear like the light of the moon. As close as kin with you. No, thou. Wait, thee? Hear my summons, right?
No, it's not hear my summons, it's heed my summons. Heed! You're never going to get it down at this rate.
Hey, what are you guys up to?
Whoa! Sheesh, you scared me. Okay. Okay. Where did I leave off with the incantation again?
Incantation? Are you guys trying out this new wishing ritual stuff too?
Du fait que c'est vraiment la nouvelle mode.
Trying it out to be specific. He's hit a bit of a creativity block recently, so I'm helping him make a wish so that he can move past it.
C'est la nouvelle hype
I
quoi.
obviously don't, but Junkichi never listens to an outside opinion, so all I can do is go along with it.
Mr. Shigeru, can you please be a little more accommodating? This is extremely important to me. People have had all kinds of wishes come true. Become more attractive, get rich quick, ace their studies. I'm just a poor, struggling writer looking to get over a creative hurdle. Is that so much to ask? Anyway, I just know this is going to work. I have a gut feeling about it.
Didn't you say the same thing when you went to make your wish at the Grand Narukami Shrine? Oh, I just know this is gonna work. I have a gut feeling about it.
The Omamori from the shrine take too long to have any effect on your luck. Alright, enough of that. Help me get this incantation down. My new book depends on it.
Look, to be completely honest, I think you need to sit down and have a good think about what kind of story you want to write. Where's all that self-confidence you had when you first started out? Look at you now, trying dubious methods from any old light novel.
Ouais, c'est cool, les personnages sont relatable, je trouve.
Wait. What? This wishing ritual comes from a light novel?
Yep, it's from the one called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. No, it's most likely a self-published title. It just appeared out of nowhere and took Inazuma by storm.
Quel est le rapport avec Yae Miko? Est-ce que c'est
As
elle
a
qui
fellow
a
writer,
fait ça pour casser les
I'll
couilles à tout le
refrain
monde?
from passing comment on how well the story is written, but everyone is saying the wishing incantations it contains are the real deal.
Look, Junkichi, yes, everyone's saying it's real, it works, but that's only half the story. I've also heard lots of people saying that everyone who's had their wish granted using this method starts behaving strangely.
What's so surprising about that? They're probably just giddy with joy at having their wish come true.
This is starting to sound a little suspicious. Why don't we go to the Grand Narukami Shrine and ask Yae Miko about it? She's the expert when it comes to both light novels
Ça se
and
tient.
the supernatural.
Yo, Capri! Incroyable. J'avoue. Quoi de beau?
The new book from Yae Publishing House is out. Come take a look.
Putain, tu arrives à point nommé, vous arrivez tous en même temps. Moi, ça va très bien. Hein. Petit Genshin.
We're way behind schedule. We're way behind
Ce
schedule.
soir, on fait Clash là, ça va être trop bien.
Next on the agenda.
Miko! Great, you're here!
Et toi, quoi de neuf? T'en es où dans ta vie, dans tes
hello there,
projets?
young ones. What brings you to the shrine? It just so happens that I have a wonderful novel here. I highly recommend it.
Moi, tu sais, pas grand chose de neuf. Hein. C'est là. Fait notre vie. Hein.
Oh? Well, what did you want to ask?
Well, we were just... actually, you look kind of busy. Is this a bad time?
No, not at all. It's nothing major.
Lady Guji, what do you mean, nothing major? I'm begging you, you've got to help me save my brother.
Trop stylé. Un CDD dans quoi? Qu'est-ce qui lui arrive à ton
It
grand
is
frère?
nothing major. I stand by that. Oh, but since you're so curious, let's have him relate the story one more time, just for you.
You two seem to have a good relationship with Guji-ai. Please, put in a good word for me. You have to convince her to help my brother. Here's what happened. My name is Kato Yohei, and my brother is Kato Shingo. All he's ever wanted is to become a swordmaster, so he once asked Sensei Domon of the Meikyo Shisui art to take him on as a disciple.
Oh, oh ça c'est
Domon
niche.
turned him
Putain.
away.
Ok.
Took one look at him and said he didn't have what it takes to train in the art of the
Et
sword.
ça va, ça te plaît?
But my brother wasn't about to resign himself to defeat. He trained every day as hard as he could, and finally proved himself by defeating one of Domon's best disciples in a duel recently. But since his victory, he's been acting extremely strange. It's like he's become a completely different person. The doctors can't find anything wrong with him, so I'm betting it must be the work of an evil spirit. That's why I'm here, begging for Guji-ai's help.
You know, there really aren't as many evil spirits lurking around as you seem to think. Your brother achieved the goal he'd been striving toward for as long as he can remember, and now it's gone. It's only natural that he feels a little empty and lost while he's trying to find a new direction.
Ouais, j'avoue.
If it were me, I'd just leave him be for
Oh,
a
le
couple
pauvre.
of days. He'll recover on his
Ok.
own soon enough.
No, Lady Guji. If you saw him for yourself, you'd know.
Mais c'était quand?
I guarantee
Parce que les
you,
deux
he's
premiers
not
jours, c'était
acting
genre il y a
like
longtemps
someone who
ou
feels
c'était il y a
empty
3
and
jours?
lost.
Oh, all right, all right. Then tell me, when did your brother spar with Domon's disciple?
About 5 days ago.
5 days ago, you say?
Yes, Lady Guji. That's a long time for him to be acting up like this. I'm really worried about him. Our greatest wish is to one day found our own school, just
Okay.
like Domon. We can't jeopardize that dream now.
Mais du coup, t'as encore le temps
Wait a
pour
minute,
GTA et
now
tout,
I'm a little
ou
confused.
c'est un peu de côté?
Are you here to save your brother, or are you here to make your dreams of founding a martial arts school come true?
Well, they're kinda two sides of the same coin, aren't they?
Whatever. Let me ask you this. Have you heard of any interesting new rumors lately? If so, I'd love to hear about them.
What? Rumors? I haven't heard anything.
Oh dear. Well, that's too bad.
Lady Guji, please stop changing the subject. This is someone's life we're talking about here. Please.
Ouais, je comprends.
You've gotta help me.
Miko, he seems really desperate. His thing with his
Il
brother
était toujours
sounds
modo
really
sur,
bad.
sur Charming,
Come
là?
on, you should help him.
Il a l'air très
Okay,
inquiet,
fine.
bien sûr.
Then it's decided.
Yay, Miko! So you're gonna help him?
Kato, whatever your name was, these two guests are trusted acquaintances of mine, and in fact, they are experts in
merde.
resolving
Pourquoi?
all manner of strange and supernatural phenomena. Exorcisms and that sort of thing are all in a day's work for them.
Ça a juste pas marché, Osef, ou il y a eu des embrouilles?
Really?
Is that hesitation that I detect in your voice? So let me get this straight. You come begging to me for help, I actually recommend someone for the job, then suddenly you start doubting me?
Not at all. Never. Whatever Lady Guji says, I trust wholeheartedly. Thank you two for your willingness to help. Please follow me.
Ah, dommage. C'est peut-être trop ambitieux.
Hot second, Miko. We may be a lot of things, but we ain't exorcists.
Don't worry. If he wants an exorcism, just grab a handful of salt and mutter some mumbo-jumbo while you're sprinkling it around. It's a common trope in light novels, right? You just have to have a bit of bravado. As soon as the protagonist gains self-confidence, everything else just magically... Well, you were the ones who seemed concerned about his situation. Don't you think it would be a little unfair to make me do all the work? Besides, we both know you wouldn't be here at the Grand Narukami Shrine unless you had a request for me too. This is an opportunity to demonstrate that you come in good faith.
This feels all wrong. But you technically have a point, so...
All right, let's go. Don't worry now, I'll be coming along too.
Okay, let's follow Yohei and go visit his brother.
Oh là là, je sens que la quête va durer 1000 ans.
What is going on?
Allez, on va aider le random, hein.
You can never be quite sure what's going on in Miko's mind, but she seems even more disinterested than usual in Yohei's situation.
C'est vrai qu'elle avait l'air de s'en branler particulièrement.
So it looks like we'll have to deal with that first before we'll get the chance to ask her about the incantation stuff.
Du coup, vous êtes plusieurs à avoir migré ailleurs, ou chacun est allé de son côté pour Charming? Je vais pas avoir assez d'endurance.
I was just thinking that the silk flowers at the KAYOU Commerce Guild needed watering. The transport coordinators will probably moan about the muddy mountain roads again, though.
Ouh. Ça manque de seau d'eau quand même dans le jeu. En 2 mots. Pour faire des petits tricks à la Minecraft et tout là. Alors oui, j'aurais pu me TP au point de TP ici, qui était vraiment à 2 mètres de l'objectif. Mais est-ce que c'est vraiment aussi drôle? Non. On est là pour s'amuser.
Oh, the sun's out. When did that happen?
Ah, c'est dans le puits? Ah non. Exactement.
Strange. My
Merci pour
brother's
ta
been
participation.
meditating here pretty much constantly over the past few days, but now he's gone.
Meditating?
Tiens, d'ailleurs, vous êtes où vous du coup, maintenant?
Yeah, it's something that he suddenly started doing after defeating Domon's disciple. He just sits there alone, talking to himself. It's pretty disturbing, actually. But that's not important right now. Where the heck could he have gone in his current state?
Ok.
This does pose a bit of a problem. If we can't find your brother, well, we can't perform an exorcism with nothing to exorcise, can we? Kato, whatever your name was, given the circumstances, why don't you start by going to find your brother and also picking up a handful of salt on your way? We'll need to use it during the exorcism.
Okay. Okay, got it. I'm on it.
Miko, what about us? Shouldn't we help look for his brother too?
No need. While What's-His-Face is handling that, we'll take a walk around and ask people what they know about the two brothers. Maybe we'll find out some amusing details.
Je sens que ça va pas être intéressant du tout. Hein. Ça sert à rien que je remette la cam. De toute façon, on va faire 2 pas et il va y avoir un dialogue.
Hello, sir. We'd like to ask you about the Kato brothers.
Oh, are you debt collectors? Yohei said to tell you not to worry. He'll be able to pay you back as soon as he has enrolled a few disciples.
Huh? Debt collectors?
Non, mais en vrai, je m'emmerde
No,
avec
we're
Peter
not here
maintenant.
for anything like that. But,
Il m'avait trop
it
manqué,
sounds like
mais...
Yohei and Shingo have
Ça
gotten
m'emmerde.
themselves into a bit of a pickle.
Well, yes. I don't think there's
Part
any
trop en couille,
disputing
en fait.
that.
C'est too much.
Those two don't have an ounce of dedication between them. They just hop between ideas and won't stick to anything.
Huh? But Yohei said his brother has always wanted to become a sword master, and even asked Domon to be his sensei.
That's true, yes. Shingo begged Domon to take him on, and eventually, he finally relented. But even after convincing a renowned sensei to give him a chance, he was the same as ever, bumming around in class instead of focusing on his training. In the end, Domon had had enough and kicked him out. But Shingo was resentful about it. He blamed Domon for not seeing his potential, and even declared that he would challenge
Mais ça nous
the disciple
intéresse
Domon
pas, en fait.
to a duel.
Wait, what? That's not what we heard.
Oh, how interesting. We heard a slightly different version. My brother wasn't about to resign himself to defeat. He trained every day as hard as he could and finally proved himself by defeating one of Domon's best disciples in a duel recently.
Yohei said that? That Shingo trained hard. That's ridiculous. He just lay there cussing to high heaven all day, every day. Some training regimen, that is. Yohei did tell me about Shingo winning the fight, but I took it with a grain of salt. You can ask Kenji at the village entrance more about that. He always has reliable information.
Ok. Bah, du coup, pourquoi t'as été viré, toi? C'est pas du tout étonnant, hein, mais... J'ai quand même envie de savoir.
We're way behind schedule.
Oui.
Hey there, we've come to ask you about the Kato brothers.
Oh. Oh, you mean Shingo and Yohei?
Oh, Capir! Oh, le Capir qui fait mal.
An apprentice of Domon's recently. Is that true?
Yes, it's true. Wait, so are you here because you heard they're starting their own school and you're looking to sign up?
We're not here to sign up, but we would like to hear more details about the fight.
Well, you've come to the right person. I actually went to watch it. I thought it was a joke when I first heard that Shingo was going to challenge a disciple of the Meikyo Shisui art. But when he drew his sword, he became a whole different person. The way he handled his blade, it was like flowing water, mesmerizing to watch. Domon's disciple is no pushover, but he was absolutely no match for Shingo.
D'accord, ok.
Shingo really that strong?
Yep, he seemed pretty euphoric after winning the duel too. He was celebrating very vocally, saying something like, "What a duel! I haven't felt this
Non,
good in
mais-
a long time."
Dostros, il a toujours eu des bonnes relations avec les
Any other
autorités, c'est bon.
details to
Y a aucun
share?
problème.
We've heard that Shingo has been behaving rather out of character since then.
I'd definitely say that he has more energy than he used to. In the past, he never used to do much except lie around sunbathing all day. But just yesterday, for example, I saw him cutting down trees for the village head. In the space of one afternoon, he did what most people couldn't finish in 3 days. Not only that, but he managed to fell a lavender melon tree with just one kick.
Ouais.
Quite impressive.
Things got weird after that, though. The village head brought out some tofu for him, and he just flipped out. He
Du coup,
shouted,
je suis hypé,
"What
en
is
vrai,
that
j'ai
stuff?
peut-être venir faire
Keep
un
that
tour.
away from me!" Then ran off.
Lady
Mais faudrait
Gucci,
que je trouve un nouveau perso,
esteemed
ouais.
exorcists. Finally, I found you. I found my brother. He's at the waterfall, and I've got the salt you asked for too. Come on, let's go.
Oh, as much as I'd prefer to stay and hear some more delicious details, I suppose we'd better be going now that he has been found.
Exorcisé, pardon, Katushingo. Ok, c'est pas la porte à côté, on va pouvoir remettre la cam pour plus qu'une seconde. Incroyable.
Next on the agenda.
Pour l'instant, la quête est pas folle, hein. Pas se mentir. Après, en général, surtout sur les fins de quête que c'est stylé. Genre, en vrai, la cinématique de la quête de vendredi, là, la dernière VOD hein, sur YouTube, trop stylé. Genre, la quête à la fin, quand on rentre dans le plan ultimique ou je sais pas quoi, là. Incroyable. La cinématique, pardon. Oh. Merci. On va partir sur SPD. Oh mais attends, en vrai, un petit agent 17 là. Je sais pas si ce serait marrant. Le mec vraiment comme ça tout le temps quoi. Mais j'aurais plus de gorge. C'est vraiment ça me pète la gorge de faire ça. Ok, rien à signaler dans la zone. Tout est sécurisé messieurs dames.
Look over there.
Ah oui il est là.
That's him at the waterfall.
So this is Yohei's brother.
Bien entendu sergent-chef.
He's
En vrai ça peut être marrant.
sitting at a waterfall. That's pretty wild.
Ah il peut avoir un background un peu stylé en vrai en plus.
To himself.
Comme vous connaissez, ce sera forcément un truc un peu exubérant. Genre il va faire une collection de marionnettes ou une connerie comme ça, tu vois.
How's that?
Oula.
Can you feel it?
Ouais.
Feel the feeling
Il est en train de se chier dessus là.
Found your own school. Ha! So shallow. How can a manly man aspire to
Ça va
something
pas lui, hein.
so lame?
Il a peut-être vraiment besoin d'un exorcisme, ouais.
Spare me. I can't feel the manliness. I can't even feel the cold anymore.
Ok, stylé. Bah, amusez-vous bien. Des bisous.
I'm gonna die. Yohei.
Merci d'être passé, vas-y, bah, je reviendrai vers toi pour tout ça, on verra.
Did you hear that? All the nonsense aside, he's going for help.
Et enjoy le point e-sport. C'est tous les mardis à 20h.
Who
Débile,
goes
débile.
there?
He stood up, and now he's coming this way.
Bon, on va lui péter la gueule.
No, don't come any closer. Help!
What do we do? Miko, think of something!
Oh, poor thing. Yohei, your brother's life is hanging in the balance, and he's using his final breaths to call on you for help. Whatever shall we do?
Well, how should I know?
The way it looks to me is that Shingo feels terribly resentful to you about something. Would you mind telling me what that's all about?
I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
You don't know? But surely you should have more insight than anyone else into how your brother came to be this way? Yohei, I suggest you think very carefully before you open your mouth again. This is a life or death situation. Your brother is your closest relative. You must have noticed straight away when he started acting out of character. And yet, 5 whole days pass before it occurs to you to come and seek help from me. You really expect me not to notice the gaping holes in your story?
But I...
As you wish. It's fine by me if you don't want to tell the truth. But after Shingo dies, you'll be next. It's futile trying to escape. Anywhere in the world you run to, it will be right behind your back. After all, you did summon it together.
Ah! All right, I'll talk. I'll tell you everything. My brother and I used a wishing incantation. Yes, that's it. The one that's all the rage right now. You just have to recite an incantation at midnight and your wish will be granted.
Ça
Just
summon
like the
un
book
démon ou une connerie
described,
comme
we
ça?
drew the magic symbol, stepped inside it barefoot at midnight, said the incantation, and lo and behold, spheres of light appeared all around us. After my brother wished to become a swordmaster, it really worked. Out of nowhere, he suddenly had these amazing sword
Et pourquoi ils ont
skills.
attendu jusqu'à aujourd'hui?
Because I was worried that if he goes back to normal, he'll lose his skills with the sword. If that happens, it'd ruin our plans to start a martial arts school, and we'd be back to being poor. I just wanted to keep this under wraps until we'd managed to get the dojo set up and paid off our debts.
So then, why'd you go to the Grand Narukami Shrine?
Well, 'cause with the way he's acting now, I was worried that rumors might start spreading that he's gotten involved in the occult arts or something,
Oh,
and then
putain,
no
il
one
pense
would
qu'à
want to
lui,
sign
hein,
up as
c'est
his
grave, hein.
disciple. So I was thinking that maybe Lady Guji might have a way to get my brother back to normal, but let him keep his sword skills?
My, look at you with your ingenious schemes. Stop deluding yourself. These newfound sword skills are not his. They belong to the spirit that has possessed him.
You're right. We were wrong to do what we did. We had this coming.
All right, then. Your turn now, my little friend. Toss the salt, and then draw your sword.
Je vais répandre le sel. Comme Thanos. D'accord. Ok, c'était...
What is that?
Ah. Est-ce qu'on va essayer Yae Miko? Alors j'ai déjà un peu essayé dans les zones d'essai là.
That's what you summoned. And look, now that Shingo's no use, it's coming straight for you.
Save me! Save me!
Miko! He fainted! What do we do now?
We do nothing. But you, little one, just a quick fight and this will all be over.
Oh super.
Who's this? Ah, a fellow swordmaster. Come on, fight me!
Alors spoiler, c'est moi. Hein.
He's coming! Be careful!
Désolé, hein, mais déjà on est 4. Oui, bonsoir. En plus t'es dans l'eau. C'est dommage. Ça c'est pas de chance quand même. Voilà. Le Ganyu gameplay. C'était cool, hein. C'était close en vrai. Ah, splendide. Ah, quel combat. Hein. Ouais. Oh là là.
What a rush! I haven't felt this great in a long, long time.
He disappeared! But he looked pretty content at the end there. Huh. Well, Paimon sure is confused. Do you know what that was all about?
Je comprends maintenant pourquoi ça s'appelle la compo Morgana. Parce que notre jeu... Attendez, mais en vrai... Ok. Attendez, nouvelle urgence, très importante. Genshin... Morgana... Pourquoi ça s'appelle Morgana Team Comp? Est-ce que c'est vraiment parce que tu bouges pas pendant 1000 ans? Permafreeze, d'accord. D'accord. Alors, normalement, ça vient de Mona, qui en chinois, je crois. Et en chinois, le mot de Mona ressemble un peu à more. Donc more, ga de Ganyu et na de Diona. Donc Morgana, Ganyu, Mona, Ganyu, Diana. Mais c'est effectivement une référence au CC de Morgana. C'est une référence à ses habilités de crowd control. Trop stylé. C'est vrai que j'ai jamais fait le lien. Tu bouges pas en fait, comme Morgana.
We can talk about it later. They're about to wake up.
What am I doing here? Yohei? Yohei, is that you?
Shingo, are you alright?
Yohei, I had the weirdest dream. I dreamed that I wasn't a useless loser with a sword anymore. I even beat one of Domon's disciples. I thought we could finally open a dojo of our own now. But then I realized I couldn't control my own body. And there was this voice in my ear talking to me constantly. I was terrified and I wanted to take control of my body back, but I couldn't. And the voice kept talking about manliness.
Shingo, we shouldn't have made that wish. We summoned a spirit and it possessed you.
Yes, and had we not come to your rescue, your life would have been over before too much longer. Then the spirit would have haunted your brother until he died of fatigue too.
Thank you, Lady Guji, and thank you for your assistance, exorcism experts.
All right, take him to get some rest. He's very weak right now, having been possessed for quite a few days. He will experience a high fever, but it won't be fatal. Remember, this is the price you pay. At this point, I would normally lecture you on the dire consequences of using occult methods to obtain power that does not belong to you. But I think you get the picture now, don't you?
Yes, we understand now. We won't do it ever again.
Thank you, Lady Guji. Thank you, exorcists. We'll be on our way
Ah,
then.
de rien.
Come on, Shingo.
Miko, would they really have lost their lives if we hadn't gotten involved? And if so, why the heck were you so reluctant to help out?
They would have been fine. I had to scare them a little, though. Otherwise, I hardly think these two lazy rascals would have learned their lesson.
So, what was it that possessed Shingo?
You saw it all for yourselves. I'm sure you can figure out what kind of spirit had possessed him, can't you?
Une maîtrise de l'épeur du commun, une force extraordinaire et une grande vigueur, mais il n'aime pas le tofu. C'est le plus important, je pense.
Paimon's got it. It was an Oni.
Correct. Although it possessed Shingo, it didn't have any ill intentions. As a matter of fact, it actually seemed like it was trying to train Shingo to become bolder.
Huh. Fair enough. But it seems like it had the opposite effect.
Tossing salt caused it to temporarily leave Shingo's body. Then, you exhausted its strength by fighting it, so it disappeared. Even if we'd done nothing at all, Shingo would have eventually become too weak for his body to host the spirit, and it would have left of its own accord. Of course, it would have been more stressful for Shingo and Yohei that way. Still, the experience may ultimately have been more effective than me scaring them into submission with a little exaggeration.
Whew. Well, the main thing is that
Bon, tout le monde va
no
bien,
one's
du coup.
hurt.
All right, seems like we've wrapped up everything here. Come on, off we go.
On va
Hold
retourner à
on, Miko.
Narukami.
You say everything's wrapped up, but are you sure about that?
Are you sure about
You mean you disagree?
Bah, c'est vrai que tout le monde le fait, du coup.
You mean that they got the incantation from that book? Yes, I know the one.
Actually, that book's the whole reason we came looking for you at the shrine today. Incantations seem really popular right now.
Human beings don't have powers like us yokai. It's quite understandable for them to be interested in incantations to summon the supernatural.
That's not the point. The problem is that the incantations in the book are actually capable of summoning spirits and stuff, and loads of people are trying it.
Even then, humans only have so much strength. Even if they do successfully summon a spirit with the incantation, it won't stay with them for very long. I really wouldn't fret about it.
But who wrote this book, and why? Don't we think there might be a bigger safety risk here? What do you think, Traveler?
Bah, j'avoue qu'il y a quand même, un petit truc un peu cringe.
Yuri and Shingo may have been fine in the end, but things got pretty scary when Shingo was possessed.
Lady Yae, I finally found you.
Kuroda, what are you doing here?
I'm here to report on Yae Publishing House's sales for the last month. All the numbers are here. Please take a look.
Let me see. What? We're losing market share?
Ah, là, il y a un problème.
Yes. Overall bestseller, readers' favorite, and trending ranking.
À
We're
cause de
being
l'autre
beaten in all
bouquin,
categories. One book is topping the charts. It's called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits.
Si vraiment elle est en mode, ok, maintenant.
Miko? What is it? You have a really scary look on your face right now.
Things just got serious. A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is an all-round hit, summarily beating the novels of the... Just what is that supposed to mean? I worked extremely hard to promote our latest featured work, and now a rival book comes out of nowhere and steals our thunder. If this isn't the very definition of intolerable, I don't know what is. I have to come up with a counterplan, and you are going to help me.
J'imagine qu'on va découvrir une vérité un peu plus sombre qu'à juste un mec qui fait un petit
Come
prank.
on, please. Who wrote this book and why? Don't we think there might be a bigger safety risk here? Am I to take it that the safety of the people of Inazuma
Oh, mais comment elle retourne tout? Elle est insupportable. J'aime trop, mais elle est insupportable.
What just happened? Again, you technically have a point, but this feels all wrong.
Nothing's wrong, okay? Come on. We're going to war. I'm going to head back and make some preparations. Meet me outside the Yae Publishing House.
C'est parti, on va encore marcher. Bon, on va se taper cette fois, hein, parce que c'est pas la porte à côté non plus. Tout ça pour avoir du dialogue encore une fois. Beaucoup de blabla quand même, hein. Très peu de gameplay, beaucoup de blabla. Mais c'est bon. Putain, elle est tellement vicieuse, genre. Et c'est parti.
Alright, Miko, we're here. So what's your plan of action to deal with this rival book?
Why don't you take a guess? I'll give you a hint. It's to do with the Yae Publishing House.
Oh, Paimon knows! Combine the reputation of the Yae Publishing House with the status of Guji Yae,
Ça ferait un bad buzz et ça ferait encore mieux marcher le livre.
Oh, wow! Your first guess and you got it absolutely...
Wrong.
wrong.
Yeah! Wait! Seriously? That wasn't it?
A first-hand guide to summoning spirits is the hottest light novel right now. If we did as you suggested, we would effectively be advertising to everyone that the incantations are real. In bending over backwards trying to warn everyone about the dangers, all we would accomplish is to create more curious readers ready to try them out.
Voilà.
Also, sales for the book would only increase further.
Okay, yeah.
Et du coup?
That would be pretty catastrophic.
Alors non, confisquer tous les livres, c'est pas la solution non plus.
Confiscate all the copies.
Leaving aside the issue of the enormous manpower and resources such an operation would require, going to such lengths over a light novel would be extremely disruptive to the lives of Inazumans.
But that means there's nothing we can do.
Well, I've been thinking.
Racheter le
I've
bouquin?
read a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. It has many other good qualities besides the incantations alone.
Oh, faire un volume 2.
The book contains many ancient kaidan, or tales of the supernatural, and is written in a very engaging way. That is why the book has become so popular.
Soit le racheter,
I
soit
think
faire un volume 2.
we're going to have a difficult time trying to rein in its That's right. How do you get rid of the next big thing? You replace it with the next big thing. So what we're going to do is create Inazuma's newest
Okay.
hit novel. Smash our rivals' sales numbers and win our readers back. That is how Yae Miko wages war. Incidentally, this will also be the best way to combat the influence of a first-hand guide to summoning spirits.
Wait, Miko. So you want us to write a novel?
Mais j'ai jamais fait ça, moi.
Well, becoming an accomplished novelist certainly isn't an overnight process. But let's not forget that I am the chief editor of the
En vrai,
Yae
comment ça va
Publishing
se faire
House.
concrètement en
I
termes de
have my
gameplay?
ways.
Que s'il
I
faut juste
did
choisir
say
des
this is
phrases.
what we're going to do. I trust that the word teamwork is in your vocabulary. Anyway, there is a writer's submission event going on at the moment. Start by talking to readers and finding out what they're into. When you have an idea of what the current trends are, come back and see me. I'll be at Uyu
Okay.
Restaurant. Find me there when you're done. I will assemble a team, and we can work while we eat.
Oh, la dingue. Rendez-vous à l'appel des... Ouais, d'accord, super. Merde. Oh là là. On va peut-être un peu skip les dialogues par contre là. Hein. Parce que bon, ça nous intéresse pas vraiment. Oui, bonsoir. Des belles illustrations, vous voyez. L'illustration quoi. Ouais. Ouais, les illustrations, voilà, les illustrations quoi. Lui, c'est vraiment les illustrations. Kyota.
I've been reading light novels for a long time now. I'm mainly into big, ambitious fantasy works. These days, though,
Okay.
everyone seems to be imitating each other.
Un truc original.
The only recent book worth not only is it a good story, but the descriptions are really true to life.
Ok, faut que ce
So much
soit
so that
authentique
I'm
et
almost-
original. Ok. Et Tetsuo.
I'll be honest, I read light novels for the cheap thrills. In most traditional stories, the protagonist usually
connais cette
has
voix.
this long and drawn-out character arc, usually involving a process of separation, loss, and ultimately growth and renewed strength. It reads well and everything. It's just a little slow-paced for me.
C'est qui? Genshin Tetsuo. Voice actor. Et là, il n'y a que les joueurs. Enfin, les personnages jouables, pardon. Je cherche, je vais le trouver. Je le trouve pas. Après, il fait peut-être, enfin, il fait sûrement plusieurs voix. Mais Alors j'en ai un, mais je sais pas si c'est lui. Video games. Alors non, c'est l'acteur de Bennett, ça. Ouais, il y est pas, hein. Ouais, c'est trop random. Mais je connais vraiment cette voix, par contre.
By contrast, there's this popular light novel at the moment called A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits,
Il a déjà fait
where
d'autres
the
trucs. Mais...
protagonist is super strong right
Donc
from
il
the
veut quoi,
get-go.
lui Le
The
protagoniste.
protagonist is a
Le
kid
héros,
who is
ouais, le
not-
protagoniste, quoi. Ouais. Donc un protagoniste charismatique, original, mais quand même assez cohérent. Et les illustrations. Allez. On va terminer le roman léger, les amis. Attendez, petit tricks. Hop là. Hop là. Hop là. Oh, j'avoue, c'est que la team qui recule. Hop là. Trop bien. J'avoue. Les trois ont des spells pour reculer. Est-ce que ce serait pas les seuls d'ailleurs? Attendez, là on est sur quelque chose de très intéressant. Bon, il y a Miko un peu, mais c'est un dash, c'est pas vraiment reculer. Non, 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 non. Ah, je me souviens plus pour elle. Peut-être en vrai. Parce que je crois que son spell c'est un peu comme celui de Mona, c'est un bait. Mais je crois qu'elle recule pas. Hein. Non. Ah, Kujo Sarasi. Si, ouais, elle fait un dashback, elle. Recule à la vitesse d'un tango, ouais, c'est ça. Ok, bon, il y a Kujo Sara aussi, qui est une archère aussi. Aloy, non. Yomiya, non. Bon, Sayu, non. Ayaka, non. Lui, pareil, c'est un dash, techniquement, il peut reculer, mais voilà. Ok. J'essaie de voir. Hein. Non, mais c'est ça. Donc, il y a Kujo Sara en plus. Et à part ça, il y a que 4 persos, en fait, qui ont ça. Un dashback dans leur mécanique. Que des archers. Bah non, puisqu'il y a des mages aussi, je suis con. Enfin, il y a Mana. Ok. Voilà, c'était le petit fun fact. C'est tout. Allez, on est parti. On va écrire un roman, les amis. Et vous connaissez ma plume, bien sûr. Ça va être magnifique.
Ah, there you are.
Oui.
Let me introduce the
Ah bah,
team.
quelle équipe.
You've already met Junkichi and Shigeru.
Oui.
Shigeru is an experienced editor, and Junkichi is the author he's partnered with. Junkichi's working through a creative lull at the moment, but all his past works have been very popular with young people.
Oui, ça va.
He's developed a distinct and enduringly popular style. Satomi is
Ça, c'est
Yae
moi, la
Publishing
vraie plume,
House's
quoi.
ace in the hole. Her specialty is that she can write all kinds of completely different stories and all under different pen names. As for what those names are, well, that's a trade secret. They will be teaming up with us to collectively create the novel that knocks a first-hand guide to summoning spirits off its perch. So, feeling better about my plan now?
Bah, de toute façon, moi, je vais le torcher, ton roman. Ça va être très simple.
Now then, tell me what you found out about readers' preferences.
Écoutez, c'est très simple. Le plus simple. Ah non, oh, j'aurais bien aimé qu'on
All
puisse le
very
dire.
true. An original
Un cadre
core
original
concept,
avec
a
surtout une narration
fast-paced,
convaincante, bien
quality
sûr, des
illustrations,
illustrations.
and lots of action.
Et le protagoniste. Hein.
This is the formula that will, more
Attention.
importantly than that, even though it's a work of
Situation
fiction,
réelle.
we
Oui,
have to
et le protagoniste.
Followed pretty much all of that.
Ah,
But there's still, for example, we know we need an
cadre
original
original.
Before you can answer that question,
Le public
take
cible,
a
le monde entier, en
first-hand
fait.
guide to summoning spirits, for example. When I read it, all I find is common knowledge to the kitsune. But to the general public, it's bursting with new and interesting ideas. It all comes down to the size of the information gap between author
Mais du coup,
and
ce serait un
reader.
kitsune qui l'aurait
As
écrit,
a
le livre.
traveler, there must be a great many things you know that are complete unknowns to the people of Inazuma. What is commonplace to you may be fresh and original to them.
Oh, right! So maybe we can take inspiration from our time in Mondstadt and Lille. But that would make it a completely different genre than a first-hand guide to summoning spirits.
Bah, c'est juste le cadre en soi.
Is that gonna
C'est
be a problem?
pas grave.
Not at all. You don't have to worry so much about how to compete with that book. All you have to do is provide some interesting ideas based on your travel experiences. As long as the core content is interesting, my expert team here will be able to flesh out the details.
Ok.
Alright, let's start with chapter 1 then. What do you think?
Voyage dans un autre monde, rencontre avec un casse-croûte d'urgence volant. Donc Paimon, mais non. Mon ami Bard qui aimait se la couler douce, le dragon et la grande aventure. Bah, le dragon et la grande aventure, ça claque un peu mieux quand même. De toute façon, le Liyue, c'est asiatique aussi.
Let's see here. The protagonist arrives in Mondstadt
Mais non, pas à
for the
Mondstadt.
first time to the sight
Ah,
of a
ah
dragon
bah oui.
flying
Moi, je pensais au
around and
dragon
wreaking
Asda.
havoc on the city. With the help of some trusty companions, the protagonist successfully defeats the
Alors.
dragon. But then, the dragon suddenly turns into a beautiful young woman. Huh? Human, let us work together to build a better future. The love story
Ok, en vrai,
between
why not?
human and dragon begins today.
C'est amour sucré. Non, c'est Eldaria.
That was an unexpected development. What happened to the grand adventure?
Grande aventure est le nom du personnage principal. Oh,
But that's
oh c'est beau
so
ça.
misleading.
Eh ben, c'est le but. Les
Out of
titres
a
trompeurs,
maximum of
moi, c'est
10
mon
points,
game. Hein.
I'd give that
Je sais pas
a
si vous avez
9.
déjà vu les titres de mes
The
VOD
story
YouTube.
certainly goes in an unorthodox direction, and the Dragon Girl sounds destined to be a hit character. Approved.
Très bien, très bien.
What the heck?
Good job, little one. You're not only drawing on your own experiences, but it seems you're filtering them through the lens of the kinds of light novels you've read in the past. I think you really understand what we're trying to do here. Thoughts from the experts? Are we able to work with this general framework to make an interesting story?
Yeah, we think it works. I tend to overcomplicate the core concept if I'm not careful, so this deals with that problem.
That's good. Okay, we're done with chapter 1. Let's move on to chapter 2.
Bon, là, du coup, Liyue.
Won't that do for now?
Readers will devour your content a lot more quickly than you'd think. If we don't keep delivering the goods now we've caught their attention, all our hard work so far is in vain. Hurry, chapter 2, let's go. Can't you see that Satomi is waiting?
What's wrong with you? You don't look so good.
Je ne sais pas quelle autre histoire raconter.
What a pity. I thought your beginner's luck would carry you a little further before it
Mais
came
en vrai,
to
j'ai plein
this.
d'autres idées.
But
Il y a
alas,
tout Liyue, quoi.
the time has come prematurely.
Before it came to what? What's happened?
The bane of our existence. Writer's
Oui,
block.
le fléau de notre
It's your
existence, carrément.
arch-nemesis for life, appearing without warning and inflicting a pain worse
Ah
than
oui.
death upon the writer. They sell their souls just to get their muse back.
Sounds awful.
When this happens, the best thing you can do is have a bite to eat and take a proper break. Boss, get me a plate of fried tofu, and get some kushikatsu for these two. Just the basic kind will do.
Ah,
Don't worry, this is my treat.
ah,
Your treat?
ça va alors.
Oh, wait a minute. Miko, we'll be getting paid for all the hard work we're doing, right?
Of course, everyone that takes part in the creative process will be paid.
Ok.
Alright, cool. Then let's press on, shall we? Don't give up now.
En parlant d'argent...
Does this mean your inspirations come
Ah, voilà. Voyage à Liyue, non. Je me suis transformé en élémentosaure. La fille rock'n'roll... Bah, le truc, en vrai, si on parle d'un point de vue purement RP, la fille rock'n'roll, du coup, c'est Jinyan. Elle est déjà allée à Inazuma, elle. Donc, en vrai, c'est pas non plus le truc... comment dire? Ça va pas tant faire voyager les lecteurs que ça, parce qu'il y a des gens d'Inazuma qui l'ont déjà rencontré. Voyage à Liyue en compagnie du souverain de la roche... Why not? Après, je me suis transformé en élémentosaure, c'est pas mal aussi. On parle d'un roman vraiment cheap, quoi. Truc pour ado, un peu éclaté, quoi. Genre Twilight, quoi. Tu vois, il y a un élémentosaure qui est amoureux de moi, mais de l'autre côté, il y a aussi un brutocolinus, et tu vois, ça colle pas entre les deux. Je suis très attiré par l'élémentosaure, mais le brutocolinus a quand même un meilleur fond au final. Ah, je sais pas. Non, mais oui, tous les jours.
The protagonist awakes to find themselves turned into a geovicious hatchling, surrounded by countless adventurers. But then, the protagonist suddenly discovers that they have a
Oula.
special
Oh,
ability.
je m'attendais pas vraiment à ça.
Evolving!
C'est éclaté
So the
comme pitch.
protagonist rolled and rolled and rolled, hoping to evolve into the
Quoique,
strongest
ça peut
sea
devenir
creature
une trend.
ever.
Hein. Les gens vont commencer à rouler comme ça.
The protagonist is no longer a
Petite trend
human,
TikTok,
huh?
Nouvelle-Corée où les gens roulent.
Good luck retconning that after chapter 1.
La musique ce
give it
serait
a
They See Me
9.5.
Rollin'.
Monster evolution is an increasingly common
Parfait,
theme
hein.
these days. What started out as a rather niche genre has gradually worked its way into the mainstream.
Bah ouais, j'avais complètement saisi ça.
And I wouldn't worry about the continuity issue. All we have to do is explain at the beginning of the work that the protagonist can travel between
voilà.
different worlds. Or just explain it away as a dream.
Ugh, no integrity whatsoever.
Mais c'est pas grave.
The most important thing is that it's fun. In light novels, as in life, having fun is the most important thing. Wouldn't you agree?
You do kinda have a point.
Great. Well, now Satomi can get started on that.
Leave it to me, Lady Yae.
Ouf. Oh, l'animation du retournement,
Let's write
puis
about
ça commence à
Inazuma in
marcher.
the third chapter, shall we? I can help with this one. We can use the Vision Hunt decree or your experience in the Resistance. Any ideas?
Le décret de saisie, bof. Mes débuts en tant que soldat dans l'armée de la résistance, ça c'est pas mal. La résistance c'est toujours un thème qui...
When the
Et là on va avoir un
Vision
10 sur 10.
Decree comes out of nowhere, the protagonist joins the resistance, starting out as an ordinary rank-and-file soldier. Find out how the protagonist goes on to make great contributions to the war
Oui.
effort, become best friends with the resistance general, and get to know the Guji of the Grand Narukami Shrine, working together with everyone to finally secure a grand victory for the resistance.
Du coup c'est vraiment la vraie vie quoi, mais... Oui, voilà.
Surprisingly normal.
I think it's rather good. A lot of people still like the classic hero's journey, from ordinary soldier to great leader, a fresh take
c'est
on
un
a
shonen.
timeless classic. One thing though, we'll need to rewrite the part about me giving you the omamori. Let's change it to... The mysterious Lady Kitsune teaches the protagonist a spell that can make their wishes come true. The protagonist uses this spell to defeat the Raiden Shogun in battle. That should do the trick.
Whoa. So we're really going head-to-head with our rival on this one, huh?
I suppose so. Once they're done writing the manuscript, I'll write the passage where the protagonist recites the incantation myself.
Are we done then? Do you really think this will be able to beat a first-hand guide to summoning spirits?
The content is fine. Now we just need to promote it. I will contact an artist to make some illustrations. I'm positive they will be at least as good as those in A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits. We'll also need an endorsement on a paper band around the book. I can get the wonderful Ms. Hina to write that. She runs a regular Q&A column in That's Life magazine. The people of Inazuma absolutely adore her. You're free to take a break while the creative team is doing their work, but please go by the Yae Publishing House at some point to commission Ms. Hina for that recommendation. Once our light
Wow.
novel is complete,
C'était
let's
long,
meet
j'ai
at the
complètement
writer's
décroché.
submission event.
J'ai aucune idée de ce qu'elle a dit. N'hésitez pas à me le raconter dans les commentaires. Parce que moi je ne sais pas. Rendez-vous à la chambre Yae, d'accord. Ouais. J'ai rien écouté. Au début j'écoutais. Et après c'était long. Ah. Oui. Ah, c'est pas du tout worse en termes de travel time. Ça par contre oui. Oh! Ils avaient pas fixé les bugs comme ça? On était plus censé se faire bloquer tout le temps. Il me manque encore un peu. Let's go. Kuroda. On lui parle de la situation. Bien
Miss
évidemment.
Hina doesn't usually do endorsements, but since it's Lady Guji that's asking,
Voilà.
well, with Miss Hina getting so popular lately, a lot. But Miss Hina's not interested in any of it. She's
D'accord.
maybe that's why her fans like her. May your light novel sell well
Oh, c'est
and set a
c'est
new.
chiant.
We'll do
Oui,
our best.
voilà, ouais. Merci. Du coup, allez proposer le manuscrit. J'espère que la quête vous plaît. Missina. Pas du tout. Nakano Shino. Yae Miko a apporté le roman léger qui vient
Are you
d'être
sure you'd
achevé.
like to submit this entry? Let me see. The Miraculous Adventures of the Traveler by Thousand Hands.
What a strange pen name. Definitely your doing. Having been around you so much recently, Paimon's slowly starting to understand your unique tastes.
What do you mean, strange? It took a lot of work by a lot of different people to get this thing finished. Don't you think it's a very descriptive pen name?
We'll get this printed as a matter of priority and conduct trial sales in pilot locations throughout Inazuma. I'll announce the sales numbers in 3 days.
Ah oui.
Uh-oh. Paimon's getting a little nervous now. Do you
Ah,
really
il y a que des
That's
pros
right.
parmi nous.
Be confident in your work. That's exactly how a light novelist should be.
Okay, then I'll sign you up. Please come back in 3 days for the results. Thank you all for your submission. I wish you the very best of luck.
Ok. On va pas vraiment revenir dans 3 jours. Quoi? Attendez. Non, mais quand ils disent 3 jours, c'est genre... 1, 2... Ah, bon. Non, parce qu'en vrai, s'il faut attendre 3 jours IRL, c'est un peu chiant, parce que c'est-à-dire, moi j'ai une VOD à record. D'ailleurs, hop. Ça va être un peu terrible, quoi. Est-ce que ça dit, genre, attendez demain? Ah, c'est bon? Ok, c'est bon. Let's go.
Ah, you've all finally made it. Good news, everyone. I just received word that your light novel is flying off the shelves. Multiple sales locations are asking when
Bah,
we'll
faut
be
imprimer,
printing
là.
more
Faut
copies.
imprimer fast. Comment ça, hors de stock?
This
Il est pas
level
hors
of
de stock.
success is an amazing accomplishment for a new work. Most new books don't sell 30% of what you've sold. I have free copies for each of you here. Please take them. The payment will follow shortly, and I'll notify you to come
C'est
and
bien
collect
beau
it.
tout ça, mais...
The whole reason why we made this light novel was to combat the influence of a first-hand guide to summoning spirits. We sold a lot of copies, but it doesn't feel like we accomplished our goal. How do we know whether it
Il va
worked?
quand même pas falloir aller parler à tous les randoms et voir s'ils parlent d'autre chose.
Oh, don't worry. The change is already underway. Shh. Listen to what the people around us are talking about. The conversation has already moved on,
Et on roule.
hasn't it?
Hey guys, have you heard about this latest Kaidan thing doing the rounds? You just need to recite the incantation from A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits at Midnight, and your wish will come
Mec, t'es
true.
tellement has-been.
Oh, that? That's a throwback. That's old news, man. No
C'est
one's
bien, c'est
talking
très
about
relatif,
that
c'est très
anymore.
américain, je
The
trouve.
Secret Spells of Lady Kitsune is the new hit thing. I've already memorized all the incantations.
The Secret Spells of Lady Kitsune? What's that?
You haven't read it yet? Okay, so supposedly, if you recite the spell in there on a moonless night, you'll receive protection of the Kitsune.
Attends, mais c'est
and
pas du
all
tout
the
ça
other
qu'on a
powerful
écrit, nous.
yokai.
La
They can
Kitsune,
make
c'est
any of your
Yae
wishes
Miko.
come true.
Elle a écrit un
I
livre en
heard that the
Tsum Tsum.
incantations in a first-hand guide to summoning spirits have weird side effects. This one guy wished for a load of Mora and got it, but then one night it all turned to leaves and he developed a high fever. They actually had to use one of the secret spells of Lady Kitsune to get rid of the discomfort. That proves that the incantations in this book are more potent than the ones everyone was trying before. Pretty much everyone I know is desperate to try it out. Just waiting for a moonless night.
Really? Well, I better go and prepare too.
Well, feeling less worried now?
Mais c'est pas du tout ça qu'on a écrit.
You're
Si?
right! Everyone's shifting focus! But what's this moonless night that they're talking about? Hyman doesn't remember that detail from the brainstorming session.
This is something that will become very important to us further down the line.
Ah.
All right. It's time to move on to the next phase of the plan.
Eh? There's a phase 2?
Of course. Behind every book that hits the market lies an author,
Ouais, il va
right?
falloir trouver le...
Oh yeah. If we leave him to his own devices, he might just write another guide to summoning spirits. Also, we still need to figure
Exactly. That's what we need to take care of next. Fortunately, I've already managed to identify the author. He's a failed light novelist named Tomoyuki. But when we went to ask him about it, he had no recollection whatsoever of having written the book.
Il aurait été
Yes,
possédé.
this is another case of possession. Only this time, whoever possessed him actively sought him out. After his novel submission failed, he was walking aimlessly in Araumi. In frustration, he shouted out, "Please, someone, anyone, help me write a truly amazing novel." After that, he lost consciousness.
But the spirit that wrote the book has already left him now, right? So what are we supposed to do?
Simple. It wrote a summoning incantation in the book, didn't it? So we can just use its own method to make it manifest itself. And you, my little friend, are the perfect candidate for this role. Oh, what are you talking about? The fun's just about to begin.
Oh boy. Bah, dans tous les cas, il va y avoir un fight à un moment, puisque dans toutes les quêtes d'histoire pour l'instant, on a eu un essai du personnage concerné à un moment. Et là, on n'a pas encore eu d'essai de Yae Miko. Donc, normalement, il y a forcément un combat. J'imagine qu'on va se battre contre l'esprit qui a possédé Tomoyuki. Oh, attendez. Je peux tomber... Non. Ah. Bon, comme ça, oui.
Miko.
The
Ça va être le petit
ideal
donjon.
spot for
Ok,
a
c'est cool
little
ça.
meet and greet with a certain...
Really?
Bon, du coup, ça nous intéresse pas, on veut juste
What are
jouer
you
là.
so afraid?
Paimon's heart is...
Ouais, go jouer là. Fast. Fast. On n'a pas... Hein? Si, oui, elle sera dedans. Bah, let's go. Oui, oui, bien sûr. 7 éléments parcours Tevat. Hydro... Ah, ok. Et voilà, Yae Miko. Elle est comment? Oh! Eh ben, elle est pas mal, hein. Bon, 80% de crit, c'est bien trop, mais ok. 160 de dégâts crit, ça va. 2000 d'attaque. Elle a son arme, j'imagine. Ouais. Niveau 90. Ah, bon, elle est en noble. C'est pas si fou, mais bon. Ah, par contre, oui, non, les dégâts... Ouais, bon, le 2 pieds, c'est bien, le 4, pas tant que ça. Oh oui, d'accord. C'est quoi ces constellations? Lorsque l'un déclenche un éclair, Yae Miko... Ok, bon, ça va un peu OSEF. Les Sakura dévastateurs commencent au niveau 2 et peuvent monter jusqu'au niveau 4 et leur portée... Ok, cool, ça. Les 7 glamour, c'est le niveau... Alors, évocation des Yakan Sakura dévastateurs, du coup, c'est le spell. Hein. Ok, ouais. Qui est niveau 11. D'accord, donc c'est très basé sur le spell, mais là, un artefact basé sur les ultis... On va pas juger la capacité de Miyoyo à build un personnage, hein, ça y a pas de problème.
What a weird painting. Miko, do you know what it's supposed to show?
Probably a
Visage
scene
d'Inazuma
from ancient
d'autrefois, ok.
Inazuma.
It's a good piece of artwork and all, but it's also kinda eerie. Looks like the artist signed their name.
Let's go inside and take a look.
Ok. C'était très utile. Alors, là je sais que beaucoup d'entre vous sur YouTube sont là pour que je trouve tous les coffres cachés, puisque c'est ma spécialité, hein, je ne sors pas d'un endroit comme celui-ci sans avoir récupéré tous les coffres.
Right now.
Je sais pas encore bien la jouer, hein, Yae Miko. Pardonnez-moi. Ok, bien.
Is that all?
On va se heal un peu. Je fais n'importe quoi. Mais elle a très peu de... Ah oui, c'est comment? C'est comme ça. Non? Ah bon? Ok, d'accord.
Show them.
Ces attaques chargées sont vraiment stylées. Hein. Oui, non mais arrêtez, oh là là. Je fais n'importe quoi.
Shaking hands, stir. Diana special.
Ok. J'aurais aimé avoir l'ulti un peu plus tôt. Et merci. Ok. Je rappelle, je suis en joueur manette hein, normalement, donc là, clavier souris, je suis un peu perturbé. Ok. Il y a vraiment rien pour l'instant.
This place is huge. Hey, is that a mirror? There's a really weird-looking stool as well.
Une nouvelle mécanique, intéressant.
Ah, I see. Huh. This setup is quite handy. Saves me a lot of work. All right, go and take a look around. There should be a
s'ouvrira de
mechanism
l'autre
somewhere
côté.
that makes the whole room move.
Ça, c'est la salle du début, du coup. Hein. Ouais. Ok. Il faut que je la tape avec de l'électro ou...
Right now.
Ah oui, non. D'accord, le totem arrive là où t'arrives en fait. Ok. Ok. Oh Oh, bonsoir. Oh, pas de chance, il y avait déjà des totems. Oh, vous êtes fait péter la gueule. Oh, c'est sad.
Right now.
Par contre... What? C'est pas ici? Ok. Pardon. C'est un peu fucked up tout ça, non? Je peux pas aller en bas? Non, on dirait pas. Regardez. J'observe bien tout. Hein. Pourquoi j'irais là? C'est de la merde ici. Ah si, ok. Oh putain. Ok, ok. Oh là là, c'est parti. Ok. Bonsoir.
Emerge. Right now.
Je sais pas trop comment jouer Yae Miko, hein. Je teste des trucs, mais... Ok. Pas de coffre. C'est cringe. Attendez, y a pas un seul coffre ici? Ah mais non, maintenant je peux ouvrir ça du coup. Ok. Et ok. Ok. Ça va encore m'emmener en bas, je pense. Oh putain, ça prend la tête en vrai. Il y a beaucoup d'endroits et tout. Je viens d'où? Pas d'ici. Pas d'ici non plus. Parce qu'il y avait un étage un peu intermédiaire en vrai. Moi j'étais allé là en me disant que ça allait pas être la suite dans tous les cas. Mais en fait c'est la suite. Celle-là peut-être. Oh, bonsoir.
Come on out.
J'ai pas envie d'utiliser juste pour un random comme ça. Au pire. Oh, il a dodge.
Born of ice and frost. Shadows of...
Il peut pas être gelé en fait? D'accord. Bah, c'est pas de chance du coup.
Next on the agenda.
Cut down.
Ok. C'est le cerisier sacré? Mais à l'envers? Non? Bon, c'est juste du cerisier quoi. Je m'attendais pas du tout à ça. Ok, c'est de là que je venais. Et c'est là la suite. Ok, ce sera en passant par là et tout. Ok. Il y avait un truc entre les deux. Voilà, ça.
Access denied.
Merde.
For Rex Lapis. Decided by destiny. Delves into.
Ok. Et ça. Ouais, mais c'est tellement énorme. Je comprends rien. Hein.
Shadows of. Think you can get away?
Come on out. Right here. Right now.
Ok. Mais c'est parti.
Behold.
Il apparaît en fait. C'est un peu chiant du coup.
Right now. What a nuisance.
Ok. Tranquille. Tranquille. Je rigolais.
Let's play.
C'est ça leur problème. On peut plus rigoler.
Written in the stars. Delves into destiny.
You win. This battle. Taste my blade.
Ah oui, il est mort, tu vois. Ok. Voilà, jeune.
Think you can bully me?
One strike will suffice.
Tranquille, trust the process. Tiens, en attendant, je vais péter les trucs. Ok, encore un mécanisme ici. Oh, ça prend la tête, hein. En vrai, c'est cool. L'endroit est vraiment grand et tout. Hein. Bon, j'imagine. Ah. Faut toutes les emmener vers le miroir, de toute façon. Ok. Là, il y avait rien. Par contre, là-bas, il y avait une lanterne. Ouais. C'est celle que je viens de faire remonter. Ça y ressemble. Elle est vers le miroir, en plus. Ok. Ok, celle-là, il faut la faire descendre. What? Ah, oui, ok, c'est la lanterne. Ok. Donc on va repasser par là. Il me semble, hein. Ouais. Allez, en haut. Pour faire descendre la lanterne. Ok, bon, c'est bon, on a fait le tour. Je crois qu'on a tout vu. Sauf erreur de ma part. J'ai pas envie de descendre, hein. Quoique. Ah, ça m'emmène où? Ah, mais ça m'emmène ici. Du coup, j'ai pas envie. Attendez. Je suis pas sûr d'avoir tout exploré. Là, c'est bon, hein. Oui. Du coup... ça... tout en bas... c'est bon. Ok, ouais, il y avait ça, ok. Ah, on pouvait passer par là aussi, ok. Putain, c'est stylé en vrai, l'architecture du truc et tout. Des Oni. Après, j'avoue, on se doute un peu que les Oni ont un truc à voir dans tout ça. Ok. Et tout en haut, bah, je crois bien avoir fait le tour. Hein. On a vu tout ça. On a vu tout ça. Ça aussi. Ça aussi. Et je crois qu'il n'y a plus rien de toute façon. Et là, pareil. Hein. Ouais, ok. Ah. Alors, on va cheat un peu, hein, mais... Ok, y'a rien. De toute façon, il y a un mur invisible. Ok. All good. Non.
Whoa.
¿Qué pasa?
It's the painting we just saw! It's turning this way along with the whole wall! It's getting eerier and scarier! What is this place?
Ouais, elle va se refléter
Okay.
dans le miroir.
Next, I will show you a secret kitsune spell. This painting is a swift summoning medium, which means I'll be able to skip many of the more tedious steps. The murky mirror reflects the view of Inazuma in a bygone age. Spirits stirred by the sight of the past will be easily drawn to it. You're up next, little one. Come on, sit yourself down here.
Ah bon? Vous ne comptez tout de même
Yes.
pas...
The whole point of a summoning ritual is for a dead person's spirit to possess a living person's body.
Au pire, on met
You
Paimon
saw
dessus.
what
Hein.
happened to that Oni samurai spirit. After leaving the host's body, he was only able to maintain his form for a very short time before disappearing.
Are we positive that summoning a spirit to possess the traveler isn't gonna have any lasting negative consequences?
Oh, you really care about the little one quite a lot, don't you? I'm a little jealous. I wish my friends were caring like that. Anyway, are you scared, little friend? Don't you worry now, it'll be over soon. Sit on the chair, stare at the painting, and relax your body and mind. Try and be natural. There's really no need to be nervous.
Bon bah, let's go. Hein. Time for me to get possessed.
Sitting inside the painting. Huh? Is Paimon seeing things? Did the painting just move?
Recite the incantation in your heart, little one. Also, you'll need to have some intense thoughts going through your head. A wish, for example. Now, what kind of wish do we think it would take to summon forth the author of A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits?
D'écrire un roman qui marche, quoi.
Anyone?
Probably something to do with writing?
Very good. The wish needs to be heartfelt, though, so let me help add a little realism to the equation. The book is selling exceptionally well, Traveler, but we're going to need an outline for Chapter 4 as soon as humanly possible. When is the earliest that you can turn it in by?
Y a-t-il quelqu'un pour m'aider à écrire
What the?
Je crois que je suis possédé.
I never thought the day would come when I'd be summoned using my own ritual. Getting a taste of my own medicine. What have we here? Another budding writer? What's come over you all? Why is everyone wishing for help with their writing? Are novels so popular in this day and age?
We got you! So you are the one who wrote A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits! What are you trying to do, Why'd you put that summoning incantation in the book, huh? What's your game here?
Huh? What's this? Oh, I see. No wonder this felt so familiar. I've walked right into your trap, haven't
Familière.
I? You ask me what my game is here? Well, of course. It was to use this incantation as a means for all the souls of the departed yokai to make their glorious return to the world and plunge all of Inazuma into a brutal, bloody war.
Il y a marqué tous ceux qui se trouvent dans l'au-delà, mais il a dit yokai. Donc c'est les renards.
Oh, did you now? Then how naive of you to let me possess this body so easily. I sense, yes, great power within her. Good. Good! With this power, no one shall be able to stand in my way!
Wake up! Quick! Wake up! We gotta stop him!
It is futile. You shall never wake her again. This body now belongs to me!
Hey, come on, wake up! Don't let him take your mind! Miko, think of
Mais
something!
oui, panique pas.
Miko!
Il se fout de sa gueule depuis le début. Attends.
You're laughing?
Oh, Rakusai, you haven't changed a bit. You caught on so quickly. Too perfect.
Well, you made the face enough times that I couldn't exactly miss the hint. This is what you were going for, yes? Never one to stand on the sidelines of a good spectacle, are you? Always got to dive in and fan the flames, huh, you mischievous little kitsune, you? Look what you've done to this little flying one here. Aw, poor thing scared witless.
You were having plenty of fun playing the bad guy a moment ago. Now you're trying to blame it all on me?
Rakusai? Miko, you guys know each other?
Bah, il a dit que c'était une présence familière.
Yes, we do. Of course we do.
Allow me to formally introduce the author of A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, Urakusai.
Ils avaient dit que c'était des pratiques kitsune
No,
et tout.
wait. To be more
Enfin,
accurate,
yokai.
it's Urakusai's memory.
Memory? But isn't he a spirit?
Ah, spirits, memories. They're just different words to
Oui, on l'a vu
describe
dans
the
la quête
same
d'avant.
thing.
De toute façon, les
Something
mémoires, ça
that
devient
comes
des
from the
fantômes.
ley
Enfin,
lines.
Do you remember that recent incident when the Rift Hounds were gnawing at the sacred Sakura's roots? You witnessed human memories leaking
Voilà.
from the ley lines, didn't you? Well, since there are human memories, of course there are going to be yokai memories too. In life, yokai possess supernatural powers, and even when they are a shadow of their former selves from a bygone era, they still have the ability to control whether they are visible or not. Typically, yokai memories survive longer in the world than those of humans.
Indeed, indeed. I was wandering around the sacred Sakura's roots when I suddenly heard someone yelling, "Please, someone, anyone, help me write a truly amazing novel." It piqued my curiosity, so I popped inside his body and wrote a novel for him.
So that's how it happened. But why did you include a summoning incantation in the novel?
Oh, little one. Not to toot my own horn here, but when I was alive, I wasn't just another kitsune, no. I was a mighty and powerful Daioko. The memories of other yokai can't possess human bodies at will like I can. But with this incantation, they can go one last little joyride in the world for a couple of
il a
days.
fait ça pour ses copains
Anything they're
yokai.
still itching to do, they can go and get it done.
But...
She's trying to say that all the commotion this causes is likely to be a great disturbance to the humans.
Disturbance? I guess you mean that we might leave them with some broken dreams after we leave, hmm? Oh, yes. And they might have a fever or whatever. But you know, I actually think that the most admirable thing about human beings is the way that they go out and shape their fate with their own two hands, given that they're not born blessed with the same powers that we enjoy. As for those who would rather draw on external power than seek to improve themselves, it's quite right that they learn their lessons
Ça se tient.
eventually. So when you think about
Une belle morale.
we're actually doing the humans a big favor. Miko, you agree, don't you?
Yes, that's what I thought too.
All right then. You finally convinced Paimon. You guys were right.
What are you scared of, little one? Don't be deceived by her day-to-day antics. Miko is actually one of the most powerful yokai out there.
Not only that, Irakusai, but my latest work has beaten that book you wrote, A First-Hand Guide to Summoning Spirits, to become the most popular in Inazuma.
Of course. You were never one to make extra work for yourself where you can help it. And yet you went to all these lengths to find my painting room, and even took the trouble to summon me. I knew you must have some ulterior motive. You were always the one to pick a quarrel with me when we all used to gather around and share stories. All right. You win, I lose. Happy now?
I finally get to hear you say it centuries later. Ooh, I must say it feels good.
I remember when you were just a little girl, always hanging off my shoulders. A few hundred years later, and you're all grown up.
Oh, Urakusai, how much time do you have left?
Not much. That goes for all of us, actually. We've all got to go back where we came from in the end. Everyone's quite content in many ways, but they still can't help but ask, are we ever going to have another Hyakyako?
C'est quoi un Hyakyako?
Don't you worry about that, Urakusai. Arrangements are being made. When my bell rings, it means the moonless night is upon us.
Great. Wonderful. Fantastic. Miko, it's been nice catching up, but I'd better conserve my energy if I want to stick it out until then. So, I'll be on my way now.
C'est quoi leur truc?
All right. Goodbye then, Urakusai.
One last thing, Miko. I just want to know, have you been well all these years?
I've been great, of course. Every day is a happy one. Especially these days. Not only do I have my light novels, but I've also met these two delightfully nosy outlanders. And even A is finally starting to come to her senses. Quite a miracle, given how pig-headed she can be.
Oh, well, great. That's fantastic.
Urakusai, you'd be right at home in this era. A great storyteller and artist like yourself would be the Yae Publishing House's ace in the hole. And I would personally be hounding you over your next installment.
He disappeared. Are you awake? How are you feeling?
Are you all there? Here, like last time, repeat after me.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, you beat me to it. Looks like your brain is intact. So, your first possession, What was it like? Good. Saves me from having to explain everything again. Hearing Urakusai admit defeat has put me in the most wonderful mood. In return, it's only fair that we make sure to deliver on what they're all
Alors
hoping
oui,
for.
c'est quoi ce Hyakyako?
Yes, though they only represent a tiny proportion of the memories in the ley lines, it will still be quite a sight to behold when the time comes. Since you've come this far, why don't you do one last thing for me, I'll need your help with the
On va
ritual.
encore faire des trucs.
You cannot be serious, Miko. After all that, you still have more errands for us?
De toute façon, on n'a pas le choix.
You guys teamed up to scare Paimon just now. If you think Paimon's gonna do anything you ask for, think again!
Oh, come on.
Faut lui
I'm
parler de
really
Mora.
only asking you to
Voilà.
finish what you started. Besides, your paychecks are still in my hands.
Paimon's paycheck? Well, there's no way out now. We're in too deep.
Alors. Hop. Ok. Ok, bon, je crois qu'il n'y a rien d'autre ici, de toute façon. Je peux me rasseoir? Ça fait un truc, peut-être? Bon. Ok. Bon, c'était rigolo. Et je pense que du coup, la jolie cinématique, ce sera le Hyakyako. Je sais pas ce que c'est, mais ça doit être un événement propre au yokai. Peut-être un truc avec des fleurs de cerisier partout. Je sais pas, on verra. Je pense que ça va être un joli truc, quoi.
Well, hello there, my little helpers. So nice of you to join me. You're right on time, too.
As if we had a choice. We just want our paychecks. So, Miko, what exactly do we have to do to make this Hyakyako happen?
Oui, parlons-en parce que en fait,
It might
on n'est pas
sound
trop.
ominous, but to put it simply, the Hyakiyako is just a gathering of the yokai. Back in the day at yokai gatherings, once everyone had had plenty to drink, one by one they'd start soaring into the sky with their yokai powers. There were so
Ok,
many
ça va
of
être
them that their
stylé.
silhouettes
Du
would
coup, il y a plein
block
de
out the
petits
moon.
renards fantomatiques
But
qui vont
now,
voler.
the yokai
Peut-être pas que
memories
des
that
renards.
leak from the ley lines are weak. They are no longer able to fly. So I will be performing a convocation ritual for them, gathering all the wandering memories together in one place. When the time comes, they will gather in the sky above the Grand Narukami Shrine. Once their energy is spent, they will be satisfied and return to where they belong. All the preparations for the ritual have actually been made well in advance. Remember the incantation and the mention of moonless night that I added to our novel?
Oh, yeah! Something about reciting the secret spells of Lady Kitsune on a moonless night.
That's the one. Actually, it's not a wish-granting incantation at all. It's a spell to help calm the ley line memories. When that time comes, let's all pitch in and help send them on their way. I will start the ritual preparations shortly, and at that time, I need you to do two things.
Deux
First,
choses.
tell the shrine maidens to leave the mountain. During the Hyakiyako, a whole swarm of yokai memories will be hanging around in the air above the Grand Narukami Shrine. Having the shrine maidens leave avoids the bothersome issue of someone potentially getting possessed. After that, I will commence the ritual, and the memories will begin to congregate. This will take some time. I need you at the foot of Mount Yogo during this part to keep an eye on nearby monster activity. The memories are normally dispersed and don't pose a threat, but when their energy is concentrated, it is likely to disturb the monsters. They may see this as an opportunity to try and make it up the mountain. I need you to
Oh,
fend them
super,
off
on
so
va
that
pas
that
pouvoir
doesn't
profiter du
happen.
spectacle, on va devoir se battre. Après, ce sera peut-être dans la cinématique aussi.
Got it. Then what?
Well, if at that point you felt like coming to the shrine and getting a close-up view
Ah,
of the
quand même,
yokai,
ok.
I wouldn't say no.
Okay, let's get going.
Bon, donc on dit à tout le monde de se barrer. Demandez aux prêtresses de quitter le sanctuaire. Ah, ok. Maki, il faudrait que tu t'en ailles en fait.
Descend the mountain?
Oui.
Are the...
Oui.
Miko said the
Oui,
ritual.
bon après, tu t'en vas quoi. Oui. Au revoir.
Taking care of a couple
Ouais.
other things.
Allez, au revoir.
It seems like Lady
Oui.
Lady
Ok.
Kunji's never allowed
Allez,
anyone
hein.
else to
Oui.
be in her. Thank
Ouais.
you for helping.
Merci.
worry.
Allez, on s'en va. Voilà, super.
Miko's about to start the ritual.
Et maintenant,
Come on, let's go deal with the monsters
bon,
down the
on va mettre la
mountain.
cam pour le peu de temps que ça va durer, je pense. Au pied du mont Yogo. Alors s'il faut que les monstres bougent pas, écoutez, moi, j'ai ma petite technique quoi. Sur la route là-bas? Ah non, la route là avec les escaliers, ouais, ok. Ok. Bah alors?
No touching. Insolence shall be punished.
N'importe quoi. Elle est où?
Where
Oh.
are you?
Non, c'est toi, Where are you, ouais.
Let me scry.
I can fix this.
Super. Ah, vas-y, attaque-moi quand t'es gelé, y a aucun problème. Je le vis très bien. Ouais, c'est pas le meilleur ennemi avec cette compo.
Shadows of fate.
Non mais c'est bon aussi, ok, bon, j'aurais peut-être dû tirer une flèche de plus.
Out of my
Je pense que ça suffirait.
sight. Winter shall eventually come.
Du coup, est-ce qu'on se bat vraiment ou est-ce que c'est full cinématique? À la tombée de la nuit, les monstres se rassemblent lentement dans cette zone.
Monsters look really riled
Oui, ils
up.
sont inventés, on ne doit pas les laisser...
All right, here they come.
Ok. Ça me va les amis. Oh là, c'est parfait ça.
Time for takeoff. Decided by destiny.
Blaze over. Access denied.
Oh les pauvres. c'est fini. Hein. Ah, chiant les man. Ça c'est pas un monstre. Juste.
Think you can get away? Written in the stars. This is long overdue.
Hey, now, there's so many of them. Come on, you can do it.
J'aimerais bien me régénérer. Ah, ouais, alors. Ok, ok. Ouais, tranquille. Eh, je rigolais. À la base, c'était un prank, hein. Je sais pas pourquoi vous prenez mal comme ça. C'est un peu dommage, quoi, mais tant pis. Hein.
Blaze over.
Hello.
No touching.
Look at you.
To the ferry.
Oh, tranquille, quand même. Oh,
Alright, that's the last of the monsters.
c'est bon?
How far along do you think the ritual is? Let's head back to the
Peut-être se TP aussi, hein. Ok. Du coup, petite cinématique, je pense. Ça va être beau. En général, elles sont quand même très belles. Et c'est parti. On enjoy. Waouh, c'est déjà beau.
Wow, so many. They're everywhere. Huh?
Yes, the memories of the yokai. They haven't been able to relax and soar through the air like this for a long time. Come with me. You all right, little one? You look a little nervous.
It's just, Hyman's never seen anything like this before. Whoa, they've really blocked out the moon.
It does look a little intimidating, doesn't it? But I know them. They may be loud and brash at times, but they are good and brave souls. Even after losing their lives in a brutal war, they have never given in to grief or despair. Alas, their time is short.
Do they really have to go?
It's a feast, and all feasts come to an end. Since you're sorry to see them leave, why don't you do the recital along with me? O Hakushin, cause of this enchantment, in reverence I perform this rite.
In reverence, I perform this rite.
To be a guiding light.
Wow, so beautiful! Look! Lights are coming from Inazuma City!
The book says, recite the secret spells of Lady Kitsune tonight, and our wishes will come true.
O Hakushin, cause of this enchantment.
I perform this rite to be a guiding light. Your unrivaled power will be honored eternally.
Murakusai, you asked if I was doing well. Really, every day is a happy day for me. But watching you all leave now, I can't help but feel a little lonely. Just a little, of course. Just as I thought,
Wow.
the ritual went very smoothly.
C'était beau.
Thank
C'était
you
beau.
both.
Une petite vibe d'Ori, j'ai trouvé. Ori and the Blind Forest. Ou Putain, comment il s'appelle l'autre? What? J'ai oublié le nom du Ori 2. C'est pas Breath... Il y a pas Breath dedans? Putain, je l'ai plus. Bon bref, petite vibe d'Ori quoi.
Oh, I'm great.
But the look on your face just now...
I'm fine, seriously. Really, No. Honestly, you two.
Miko...
Fine. Well, if you're dead set on doing something for me, you can treat me to a meal.
Sure, no problem. A meal it is.
Okay. Well, see you soon then.
Ah, c'est peut-être pas fini du coup. Attendez la date convenue. Le lendemain. 18h. 18h30, c'est un bon moment pour commencer à préparer un repas. C'est stylé en vrai. Pas la meilleure de cinématique qu'on a eue, mais elle était jolie. La musique est toujours assez cool et tout. J'espère que c'était pas trop fort pour vous, parce que c'était un peu fort quand même. C'est pas bon là? Ah. Comme ça? J'ai pas trop tout compris. Ce qu'étaient les lumières, les esprits et tout. Les esprits c'était le truc noir qui volait, mais du coup les lumières c'était quoi? C'était la volonté des humains genre? N'empêche, on a bien vu du coup l'influence des influenceurs. Elle écrit une œuvre littéraire et tout le monde fait ce qu'elle dit. Une grosse critique de la société. Hein. C'est chinois en plus, hein, donc... Critique des GAFA, bien sûr.
Next on the agenda.
Du coup, on y va là? Encore une cinématique? Encore?
No. That was the next chapter of the miraculous adventures of the traveler.
It was quite a surprise when the moonless night finally...
Yeah, that huge black cloud over Mount Yogo that night.
But then nothing happened after I made a wish using the method in that...
Yeah. I guess light novels are just fiction after all.
That night was definitely the nail in the coffin for the incantations from novels fad. Still, something tell...
Huh?
Voilà.
Paimon can't see because she's not out here.
Ok, donc il commence à réaliser que quelque part faut pas se laisser berner par les influenceurs. N'hésitez pas à vous abonner.
Ah, my little friends. There you are.
Les enfants, c'est pas parce que t'as 500 ans que... Hein? Oh.
Miko, what is this? You started eating without us?
I did, yes. You're paying after all. The thought of being able to eat the most expensive dishes and drink the finest sake, all for absolutely
Je la
free?
déteste.
Oh, I just couldn't wait any longer. Ah, boss, see these two faces here? Remember them. They're the ones picking up the bill later.
Alrighty.
What's gotten into you? Come on, sit yourselves down.
Bon, bah, tant
You
qu'à faire,
have to
autant
try this fish.
se mettre bien.
It's found exclusively in the waters around Seirai Island. They shipped it to Inazuma overnight, and it was still alive right up until I ordered it. Or maybe you'd rather try this? I know, I know. I normally can't bring myself to drink sake this expensive either. If you don't drink alcohol, that's fine too. There are all kinds of fruit juices covering the whole price spectrum.
Miko, you are outrageous! Last time we were here working on the novel, all you ordered for us was the plainest kushikatsu!
Strange. I remember no such thing. Oh, so what?
La
You did offer
mauvaise
to
foi,
treat me
c'est
to a
très grave.
meal, didn't you? Anyway, I am something of a VIP, you know. Wouldn't you find it embarrassing to treat me anything short of lavishly?
Miko, this meal is going to be super expensive! Aren't you afraid we won't be able to afford it?
Oh, don't you worry about that. You can most definitely afford it. They're still printing your light
Mais
novel
toute
by
notre
the
pays va
batch,
aller
you know.
là-dedans du coup.
You have quite the generous payment due.
What? Aw, darn it! She tricked us into this! Miko was after our Mora from the very beginning!
Et oui, elle nous a bien eu.
looks on your faces right now. Too perfect. Oh, by the way, since nobody's wishes came true on the moonless night, novels with incantations are no longer in vogue. So you'll have to come up with something new for the next chapter of The Miraculous Adventures of the Traveler. The deadline is looming. I'm counting on you.
Ok. Finito, pipo. Faut quand même lui
Thank
parler.
you for the meal. Oh, did I mention? A saw that convocation ritual.
Okay.
I know she can be pig-headed, but it still took me by surprise when she
Elle
wrote
l'a
me a
engueulé.
long and sternly worded letter.
Poussez le bouchon beaucoup
I
trop loin.
hardly see.
Elle a quand même manipulé l'intégralité de la population. Elle redit
Thank
la
you
même
for
chose
the
ou
meal.
pas?
Oh, did I know she. Oh, I.
Ok. Bah écoutez, fin de la quête. En vrai, j'ai passé un bon moment, mais pas si fan. Le donjon était assez rigolo. La cinématique était cool, mais on a vu mieux. Bon, c'est toujours cool d'avoir du contenu. Après, c'est vrai que c'était pas le plus intéressant. Ok. Peut-être qu'un jour on fera les escapades. Promis. Je promets rien. Je promets vraiment rien. Ok, bon, du coup j'ai eu les primogèmes, on va faire une petite invocation histoire de. En fait, non, j'ai pas envie. Au pire là, ouais là, parce que j'ai bientôt un 5 étoiles là-dessus. Tout de suite, le 5 étoiles. C'est beau. Ok. Bah écoutez, c'est très cool. Oh, en vrai, par contre, ça met bien en vrai. Oh bah, nickel. Ça, je savais pas que j'en avais encore d'autres. Mais trop bien. Ça met trop bien. C'est le meilleur, hein. Le meilleur bouquin de très loin. Peut-être le mettre à Mona, du coup, en vrai. Pour ceux qui connaissent pas d'ailleurs ce bouquin, je vous le donne, hein, c'est un bouquin 3 étoiles, donc qui est à chier. Mais il augmente l'attaque de 48% pendant 10 secondes, ce qui est assez long, après un changement de personnage. Ce qui fait que tu le mets sur un perso. D'ailleurs, pourquoi Sucrose l'a pas? Elle est où, Sucrose? Pourquoi elle a ça? Ouais, c'est vrai que c'est bien aussi. En même temps, je la joue pas, donc on s'en fout. Mais en gros, tu le mets sur un personnage buff. T'as pas besoin de le monter, on s'en fout. Parce que par exemple, dans cette compo, la Morgana,
Should we really be off work this
les
early?
dégâts de Mona, en vrai, on
There's
s'en
still a
fout un
lot
peu.
left to do.
Elle fait des dégâts sur l'ulti et tout, c'est cool, mais en soi, le plus important, c'est qu'elle mette de l'hydro. Et le principe, c'est que du coup, tu passes sur Mona, tu mets ses spells et tout, tu repasses sur KAYOU après, et pendant 10 secondes, elle aura 50% d'attaque en plus. C'est huge, c'est genre... c'est plus du double d'un set noble qui est déjà broken. Si en plus tu lui mets un set noble, bon bah là c'est... on arrive tout simplement sur 68% d'attaque en plus, donc quasiment le double de son attaque en fait. Voilà, donc petit tip si jamais vous connaissez pas ce bouquin, c'est un bouquin 3 étoiles, donc très facile à obtenir. Raffinez-le, quand il est pas raffiné c'est 24%, c'est cool, mais bon c'est un set noble quoi. 48% ça devient beaucoup plus intéressant. Voilà, donc vous le mettez sur des petits persos comme ça, juste qui sont là juste pour mettre des trucs élémentaires quoi, où les dégâts sont pas très importants. Il n'y a pas besoin de le monter, c'est ça qui est vraiment cool. Même niveau 1, genre Sucrose, elle est jouée avec ça, niveau 1. On s'en fout, elle est pas là pour faire ses dégâts d'attaque. Et auquel cas, ces dégâts viennent de sa maîtrise, maîtrise élémentaire. Donc voilà. Écoutez, c'est tout pour cette quête. YouTube, on se dit au revoir, la quête était longue, désolé. 2 heures de VOD, c'est un peu long, mais voilà. J'espère que ça vous a plu, n'hésitez pas comme d'habitude. Petit pouce bleu, petit abonnement, vous connaissez les bails. N'hésitez pas à regarder le point e-sport si vous ne l'avez pas vu, l'émission hebdomadaire qui sort tous les mardis à 20h. C'est sur League of Legends, rien à voir avec Genshin, mais c'est cool. Et je vous fais des gros bisous YouTube, à bientôt.